rattled, mate.
Oh, I just fucking hate you. See you later, mate. Just fucking hate you so much.
And welcome to Fun Times Football.
And that is how we introduce this week's episode of Fun Times Football.
Oh no, have you started?
That's brilliant.
Oh, shit.
Sam giving Ashley grief for wearing his Norwich shirt the
Oh
day
no,
after
I didn't realise you were live already.
they beat
Sorry.
Bristol. That's all right. I wanted to capture a little bit more of it, but
Man.
I guess I'll
There'll be
just.
plenty of
It's not the end.
shit
It's not the end
going.
of it. Don't worry. It's not the end of it.
There'll be plenty going on, mate.
We've got obviously we've got Chris, Ashley, and Sam here this week. How are you, gentlemen?
I'm good. Are we
great.
sponsored by Tesco's ketchup today, Ash? Finally got some sponsorship
yeah.
on the pod.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Low
That's not
sugar as
supposed to be
well.
there. That's not supposed to be there. Sorry about
Healthy
that.
sponsorship. Oh, okay, yeah.
It never
Sponsorship
existed.
fees and all that.
Sorry about that. 'cause you
Don't
know,
endorse
it's not
sources. There are other
Yeah.
sources out there. Liam Perrins, mostly.
No one has Liam Perrins by themselves. That'd be weird.
Let's roll
to have
this.
I don't
Who's
know.
Who's Liam Perrin?
Actually, oh, for
Right,
God's
theme tune.
It's Friday, it's fun times.
Scrape it, baby.
Yeah.
Did you just scream "scrape it, baby" at someone?
Or just a random or the
Yeah,
streets of Bristol?
some customer's been scraping his cards since 8 o'clock. I just shouted at him.
That's a big line of coke.
Yeah. Whole windscreen. Well,
Different podcast.
completely different podcast.
Fun times. Just fun times.
Just fun times.
Well, I guess it's another short weekend of football, unfortunately. But at least we do have football. It's nice that they did split it up so that we don't miss a weekend of football. if that
2
makes
half
sense,
weeks, yeah.
which is good. But
Have they
yeah, I
always
guess
done
it's-
this? This is the first
Yeah,
year I've
this
actually
is the new
realised
thing,
they've
man.
split it.
2019, I think, or 2020 they started around then.
Oh. Why is this the first year I've noticed it?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think they did it last year because of the World Cup. I'm not sure. And then
That
obviously
might be why.
COVID impacted the season before, like a couple of seasons before. So maybe
So
it's
basically,
the first
basically
season
it's never
that
happened then, really. It's never really happened.
It was.
They thought about bringing it in and it just never got the
sure it
chance
was
to bring
Meant
it
to
in.
I
happen
think-
3 years ago. And
I'm
2
sure
years ago, and
it's
last year.
happened. It has happened at one point, but we're just oblivious.
But has it
Now
always been like this, where they've done it perfectly? So there's no Saturday 3 o'clock. So there's a Friday, and then a Saturday early, Saturday late, Sunday early, Sunday late. Was this just perfectly worked out?
I don't recall, to be honest, mate. I don't
No,
think we
it seems- no,
paid
it seems
this
to know
much
it all.
attention.
Does that mean every game this weekend's on TV?
Yeah, man.
I think it was
That's
last
pretty
week.
cool.
And last weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess we'll start the predictions and chats about the games this weekend at the Arsenal game. Arsenal hosting Crystal Palace. I only started with this one because Chris was going to be here and he's obviously the Arsenal fan of the group, so he gets to talk about his team. But in terms of interesting game, I feel like it's going to be a walkover for the Arsenal. The sort of game they need at the moment. You're not looking so confident, Chris. What do you think?
I take over teams in the league. There's not too many of them I'll take over Crystal Palace, but they have had some notable wins over us in the past. I'm nervous. I don't think it's going to be a walkover, especially how we've been playing in the last 3-4 matches.
Yeah.
But hey, the boys have had a free trip to Dubai, so they're going to be okay. Sunning it off
I
on
don't
some
know.
yacht and listen to
Yeah.
some random DJ, probably having loads of drugs and alcohol. But hey, we'll see.
I don't know. I feel like this is the exact sort of game you want to sort of stop
No,
a
it's
bad
not.
run.
They're annoying as fuck, man. Palace.
Only to City.
Yeah.
Only
we
City,
wanna-
yeah.
We want a team that's going to come at us, and we can play them on the break. They're going to
They
have
might
every
do that,
single
they might
man
do
behind.
They're not the kind of team.
Roy
They're not the kind of team to sit. They're not the kind of team to sit deep with defend.
Mm,
It depends if Elise starts, but I think he's injured, isn't he?
Is he?
Is he?
Just having a
Is he?
look.
Eze.
Eze, is he? Is he Eze?
No, they're not
Is
on
he
the
Eze?
injury list. They're not on the injury list.
Eze's
Well,
fine.
if Elise and Eze start, then they won't sit back. That's not what they do. They didn't sit back against
No.
Liverpool.
No, unfortunately, Rob Holding won't be making his return to the Emirates. But apart from that, no, there's not many injuries on
God,
there.
I didn't even know he was there. Fair enough.
Mm.
He's not going to start
Um,
Palace.
He's there with brand new hair. Yeah. So,
Brand new hair.
yeah. No. What do you think then, Chris? I mean, are you going to be able to put away any chances this week? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Well, where are the goals coming from? I'd like him to rotate, but he's not. I think the last time I was on the pod, it was just before the cup game against Liverpool, and I said, "Look, I don't care what the score is. I just want Smith Rowe to play." He didn't. He came on for like 5 minutes.
Come on.
Like, how can you pick up a guy's form or even put him in the shop window to get a decent fee from him? If you put him on for 5 minutes, it's just it's upsetting a lot of Arsenal fans.
He can score. He's not a
Um,
goal scorer, though, is he?
He was the season that everything
No, he
sort of
can't-
turned
he
around.
can't.
Him and Saka.
You can't be hoping
I-
he comes in to save your goal scoring worries, man.
Well, no, because he has no form. But if
Yeah, but
he was
he's not-
playing a series of games, he's that type of player who can unlock defenses. Havertz isn't. As soon as he gets the ball, he's sideways or back. The only way
Smith Rowe
Havertz
is like
is going to be
your-
effective is put him in the box because he's the tallest player on our team.
Smith Rowe is like
So-
when Liam goes about Brighton every week, you go on about Smith Rowe every week. I just don't see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
I love him. He's a fan favourite. And it's guttering that his career is being that is in tatters because he's not getting any game time. It's sad. I'm very passionate about this.
I can tell.
But I think we'll win. We fucking need to win. We're not in a crisis at the moment. Oh, what an album! But I feel like if we don't beat Crystal Palace, then it's simmering to become a bit of a tragedy, and the fans might. Some have, but I think more will turn on Arteta and just his decision making
do
on
that.
the team.
It is a bit of a crisis. You're out the title race, really. You'd say.
How
out-
no? What are you on
out the
about?
cup. Yeah, they are. They're not gonna.
How?
It's between Liverpool. And City. Let's be realistic. It's City that
far
are gonna
from-
win
how
it.
far from top
Liverpool
are
will
Arsenal?
push them. 5 points.
5 points halfway through the season is out of the race, is it?
The way they played, yeah, it is actually. I think.
But yeah,
it
the way
is.
they're playing, that's the whole point. They've got to turn it around. You can't say 5 points out of the 2
Is
wins
it
behind.
5 if we win the game? Does it go down to 2 if we win the game?
There's
That's
5
not
now.
too
If Liverpool win as well, it'll be 5. You're 5 points
So we don't have
behind at the
we don't have a
moment,
game of hand
and you're on the same.
on anyone.
You're on the same games. You got a game in
Okay.
hand on.
Right, Liverpool have got Bournemouth
Villa.
away. If they lose that and Arsenal win, it's 2 points, and then they're back in the race. You can't say they're out of the title race.
That's not going to happen, though, is it?
Oh, Bournemouth for a good side. Why not?
Yeah, you wait till the next
Mad bets
prediction.
on its way.
Because
It's possible.
because
It is possible.
Anything's possible with Liam on this pod.
Stop being
Didn't
silly,
ask-
Ash.
I think they bottled an 8-point lead last season, but to
Yeah,
cut
but that's
this
not last
point
season,
come from
is it?
5 points behind is going to be even
Different
harder.
team.
Come on, Ash.
I don't think they're in it, realistically. And we also did our predictions last time out, and nobody put Arsenal higher than 4th, I don't think, or 3rd, maybe.
Yeah, I know. I think
Anyway.
they'll finish third. I just don't think right
Yeah,
now they're out of the
exactly.
race. Yeah, but I don't think right now they're not out of the race right now.
But as
They're
they're
driving
going,
a, they're
you
driving
know,
a
they need
half
to
to the back of the
change.
field. They're not going to catch up with.
I
Verstappen,
think.
are they? They're
I
not-
don't
they're
see.
not in the
I
race.
think Arteta, if he learns anything from Pep, he needs to. Obviously, he can't sign Haaland, but Jesus isn't quite cutting it. And I feel like, and we're going to get onto this later on, when they finally kind of did something a bit different for Arsenal, and they signed Aubameyang. He was a hit for 2 seasons because he was a big, tall striker who could get on the end of things, and Jesus can't do that. So why are you just continuing with Saka and Martinelli? You can't always score from the wings. Just sign a big fuck-off striker like.
he's so
Get Giroud
stubborn.
back, man. Get Giroud back.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen
And his
rumours
area.
of Benzema.
yeah.
Even
I think
even
Arsene
that, like-
Wenger even like backed it. Apparently,
I think
had
a
words
lo-
with Arteta, but I think it's all
6-month
bullshit. It's
loan
all-
for
it's all
Benzema
PR,
is
There
Ours
are
isn't
so
it?
many, so many good strikers in. Like you were linked with that. Liam and Ash mentioned it last week. That Mayoral from
Yeah.
where's he at again? I forgot where he's at. Where he's playing.
Oh,
Sophia,
sure.
no,
No.
somewhere in Spain.
Getafe or someone like that.
Yeah, Getafe. That's it.
Mm.
There
Yeah.
are so many decent 6-foot strikers out there who could just head it in. Get Chris Martin from Rovers, man. Anything, just get a fucking.
Bring back
You know.
Touch, whatever.
Just get a big striker, and then Saka and Martinelli, you'll have a target man. Because they're doing it all themselves at the minute, and that's why Saka wastes so many chances because he knows he's got to do it himself.
Yeah. They're putting a lot of balls in the box for some reason, and nothing's coming of it. Right.
If you had a big striker, Saka would not miss as many chances because he wouldn't take as many of them.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I think we'll wait till summer though. I don't think we'll go in for Tony, even though he's crying for
No,
someone
you
to
won't go
buy him
Tony.
in his interview.
I think
Maybe in
that's why
summer.
Benzema might be great. Like, get him on a 6-month loan, and then you can
I don't
buy a
think
striker
Arsenal-
I don't think
in the
Arsenal are
summer.
the kind of team that do that. United do that. Arsenal do
No,
that.
Chelsea do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, Higuain and like these. Who's the other player
Falcao.
we got? Yeah,
But
Falcao.
it'd be
Yeah,
perfect
big.
if you are wanting to buy Tony, like a striker like Tony, like a big money signing that you can't do until summer. There's no point going out
They-
and spending
Yeah,
small
United
money
got
on.
Weghorst, and look what he did. Weghorst did the business for
Yeah.
United, so
Yeah,
he's going
Chris,
to do that.
there isn't an Arsenal sided to make, is it? They won't do that sort
No.
of thing.
No.
And Arteta is very stubborn. It's his style of play. Like it's his way or the high road,
And
and I
he
don't
is-
think
he
he's
is
going to
mini Pep.
change. He's gonna stick down his road. Exactly.
Many Pep's never done that
So in the
before.
summer, we'll go for some upcoming striker, which fits the
Yeah.
age bill. But then we've got FFP, and that's why we can't pay for Raya. So we've got to get some
And we'll
people
get onto
out.
that later. Yeah.
Cool. So predictions then. We went way off piste there.
No, on topic, absolutely.
On
Just more
topic.
spice added to the dish.
More spice, more flavour.
Baby
Does
spice.
it, I don't think anyone here thinks Palace will actually get a result, though, to be honest.
I think Billy would if he was on. Even though
Yeah.
I think he's
He
turning
would.
to the dark side.
I really don't think he is. He loves to hate Arsenal.
Yeah.
That's his thing, innit? And West Ham.
I think it'll be
Anyone
a
on the
comfortable 2-0 victory for Arsenal.
It's fucking cold.
I'm going Palace will score 2-1.
Okay.
Go on, Ash.
Yeah, I don't see many goals because I can't see many for either team. I'll go for 1-0 Arsenal. Not too comfortable.
Oh,
I think the way that Arsenal have been the last few weeks, even though they've been to Dubai, you know, that's a big thing. No, I actually think 1-0. I don't think.
no.
Obviously, I've got the demons about Palace, but I hope they spread to Arsenal. But they'll definitely score the way they go forward. I don't know. Like, I just see it 1-0.
Put your money where your
1-0.
mouth is, Sam. Put it on Super 6. I'll be
Okay.
checking that.
Palace
Yeah, fair play.
have beaten Arsenal. Palace have beaten Arsenal before, Stab, if you remember, when Jamie Carragher called them bottlers and cowards.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, it was
What
famously
father?
they beat.
I'm
Well,
serious.
And that was at home,
Famously
wasn't it? The
beaten
Emirates?
3-0. I think it might have been, yeah.
Fucking hell,
possibly.
it challenges me.
Anyway, yeah, so
Fucking
nobody's
hell.
gone for a Palace win
No.
today.
I think
Okay. So Palace
Yeah.
will probably win. Yeah. Cool.
it could actually
Hopefully.
happen.
Then they'll be out the title race, Ash.
8-1 for Palace. So they're not bookies aren't expecting it.
Lock it in.
No, not at all.
Stop it.
Moving on to the next game, Bournemouth versus Liverpool at the Vitality. I think this could genuinely throw a spanner in the works of the title
Hope so.
race. I feel like. Why are you laughing?
Because surely Palace have as much chance of beating Arsenal as Bournemouth do as beating Liverpool.
But Bournemouth
No.
at home. No, I think
Bournemouth are a stronger team.
yeah.
Yeah,
Bournemouth
Liverpool's
are
stronger than
much,
Arsenal.
and they're in form as well.
But Liverpool are stronger than Arsenal.
Yeah, but
Marginally, yeah.
Bournemouth are
Bournemouth
a lot
at home.
stronger than
Bournemouth just beat
Bournemouth are a
Palace.
lot stronger than Palace. Definitely.
So you actually gonna go down that road, are you? Bournemouth win.
I've been thinking about this one because I feel like this and the Brighton game are the two tougher games to call.
Bournemouth are two places above Palace in the league.
Yeah, but their first 9 games they didn't win a single match. Like they've come into form like
In
the
form right
tail
now, of
end
course.
of the
They're,
first.
they're definitely more in form. I don't know if they're a better
Yeah.
squad, but definitely more in form. I agree.
I think they're playing better football than Palace. Like
Yeah, but they're pretty shit.
when I watch Bournemouth,
Palace
it's
are
that they're
boxing.
reasonable to watch. So yeah, I just Bournemouth seem to be playing quite well. Oh, I don't know. Anyone else got anything to say before I do something
I
crazy?
think Liverpool break the mold of the top teams where they don't really lose this kind of game often. You get the odd upsets for the bigger teams against your Bournemouths and your Wolves and your Palaces, but then Liverpool seem to always get results here, and then they tend to lose the points against the bigger teams. So, as much as I want Bournemouth to get a
Yeah.
result, I feel like it'll be they'll get through it somehow.
I see it a bit differently. I feel like everything's falling into place for City now. I think this is the time, as we all predicted in the new year, when City will run away with it. So basically, I feel like City are just going to win every game now. De Bruyne is back; he's smashing it. Salah's injured, so Liverpool start to fall off the rails. This is how I see it going, and I think this game would be a spanner in the works. I think this could be a draw, and Liverpool drop points. City rock up and storm the league. Sad, I don't want to see that, but I just feel like that's the way it's going to go.
So hang on a second, Ashley. You just said that Arsenal are out the title race, but you've gone for a Liverpool draw and an Arsenal win. That'll put them,
Yeah.
what, 2 points behind? 3 points behind?
I also said after. I
Hey,
said
embarrass
after
you
that.
every week. Stop it.
I also said after that I think Man City will run away with it. So I don't think that Arsenal are in the title race.
Okay, fine.
So
I mean,
what,
Liverpool-
what in
yeah.
your definition isn't a title race? Because if we overtake Liverpool and you had Liverpool as the sort of
You're being interrogated now, Ash. You can't say they're out of the title race. They're in it now.
Yeah, 3 points behind the team and top is definitely
It's
still
not-
in the
It's
title
a title
race.
race.
Okay, I maybe should have phrased it a bit differently. I don't think Arsenal.
I retract
think
my statement.
Sorry, I do retract it because I think what I probably should have said then is I don't think Arsenal will win the league or have a chance of winning it. There you go.
But you can still be in the race and not win.
I guess they can still be in the race even if they're sitting at the back of the race the whole time. I guess they're still
It's
in the
like
race.
every other sprinter that ever
We're on
raced
different
Usain
races.
Bolt.
Yeah,
You know,
basically,
they were in the
yeah,
race,
that's
but
it.
you know,
Yeah,
They
okay.
still
won't
tearing
win
his
the
arse the
race,
whole
but they're in
time.
the race.
Right, I see you've got a bee in your bonnet about the result last night, so you want to
Hey, do you
get straight,
no,
get straight with me.
Hind and,
Be in
Hind
your
and Chris.
bonnet.
No,
But
Hind
let me
and
get
Chris
straight with you, mate. Look at that. Anyway, sorry, move on. What all okay, cool.
Waddle.
What all?
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
I can't go for a draw or a Bournemouth win.
Tricky one,
I
isn't
think
it? It
there's
is a tricky game.
so much firepower for Liverpool. They've got at least 2 goals in them in this game. So I think the closest it will be is 2-1. But I'm going to go for a 3-1.
I think Darwin Núñez is going to break the record for most shots with the least goals in a single game this weekend.
Yeah.
Breaking his former record of 113. I don't know. They're missing Salah and Endo.
Yeah.
Two
Alison's
two
back.
players.
I don't think that's
You
a
can
big
replace
miss
you can
for
replace
Endo.
Endo though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel Endo's easier to replace than Salah, but
Gravenberch will come in. That's it.
yeah.
Probably better player to be fair.
The only issue is if
Yeah,
their
maybe.
front 3 attackers, it's not working. Who can they bring off the bench to
The
change
Brench.
it?
Bring off the
Brentford.
Brentford.
Who was that? Who was the player that
Is
played
Diaz
in
around?
the cup game who was probably
Yeah, Diaz would
one
be.
of the best players on the pitch? Young lad.
Jones.
Oh,
What?
who's a
Curtis-
young
Curtis-
Connor Bradley. Was it Bradley?
He's the left back.
No, it might not have been him then.
Who you on about?
So who?
What game?
Liverpool player. I think he was a midfielder or he was playing
what
off
game?
the,
It must be Curtis Jones.
the
surely,
cup
no?
game against Fulham.
Did Doak play? Ben Doak?
I
Clark.
can't remember who it was. Might have been Clark.
Anyway,
Probably
who have they got
Clark,
now?
yeah.
So they got Diaz, Gakpo, Núñez,
Jota.
and Jota still there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
Yeah,
plenty
they've
up
got
front.
enough
Then.
firepower.
They're still fine. Just not the main
Szoboszlai.
one, which might make all the difference.
Szoboszlai might be out as well.
Szoboszlai.
So that's
Yeah, I think he's out.
could hinder them.
You know what? I'm going to do it.
And Trent's out as well. Go on, sorry.
Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Bournemouth 2. Liverpool 2. I think it's.
Yeah,
I
you
think
want to. That's
Okay.
a great shout.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should go for that. That's a good shout. 'cause
Bournemouth
There are
2,
lots of goals in
Liverpool
these teams.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I was going to go 2-1, but I just think Liverpool will score 2 as well.
I should have gone for that.
Where's the threat in Bournemouth if Solanke don't
Solanke.
fire? Like, who's their second best player? If you just
Sinisterra.
man mark Solanke, get all over that. Who's their second best threat?
Sinisterra. They got 2 or 3. They got Sinisterra.
Yeah.
Phil Billing in the middles.
Clivert. Yeah.
Justin Clivert. Yeah. They got a few decent players going forward.
Semenyo's out, obviously, at AFCON. That's a bit of a...
Yeah.
He's a shithead anyway. Don't worry about him.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to do what you all thought about. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go Bournemouth 2-1.
Oh.
You said that Liverpool
You
always
just-
win these games.
You just did... Well,
I know.
Yeah.
What do
I
you
know.
Talk about me contradicting
I know,
myself.
but hang on.
God, you're going against what
Hang
you say.
Hang on. There's thinking behind it. The last time I had a bit of logic behind stuff like that was when I went on a big rant about
Yeah.
Man United when they play these Saturday night games against the small teams. They always scrape a win, and
But it
they
didn't
lost
work.
to Forest.
It didn't work.
They
Yeah.
lost to Forest. So I'm going to try the opposite now and try going just against everything I say. So I think Liverpool will win, but I'm going to go Bournemouth 2-1. How about that?
Yeah, fair. I mean, you put your money on the opposite of what you think will happen, so I'm so confused now.
Yeah. Okay.
No, Liverpool do always get results, but then you reminded me that Salah was out. I completely forgot he wasn't playing. And I don't know. They are in form and they're at home, even though the Vitality is like the same size as the Mem. I
God, if you
Yeah,
keep
no.
reversing, Sam, or
I'm
digging
sticking
a
with
hole,
it,
you're never
sticking
going to
with
No,
it.
get
it's
it.
done 2-1. It's
2-1,
there
sticking
now.
with it. Lock it in. Sticking with it.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. Is that everyone?
Yeah, man.
I think so.
Yeah. Cool. So I think we've covered this a little bit before, but there's been new revelations. So this week, obviously, the FFP stuff was brought back. Everton, the team's so nice they had to do it twice. Look like they're going to get another attack from the Premier League. Absolutely brutal. They've been charged again, haven't they? And Nottingham
No one
Forest.
likes them, do they?
Nottingham Forest have also been charged. Am I right?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
I mean, they spend
Um,
more than City, so yeah, it's about time.
Yeah, I feel a bit harsh for Forest because Forest.
Sam, you
only
can't say
got
about
charged.
time as a City fan. Sorry, go on.
You said about
yeah.
time.
Yeah, we'll get to your club in a second, but like I feel harsh for Forest because if they'd sold Brennan Johnson at the beginning of the summer when they were going to sell him to, I can't remember what team came in for him. Anyway, they were going to sell him to a team, but Brennan Johnson didn't want to go unless it was a bigger team. And they sold him obviously deadline day to Spurs. If they'd actually done that bit of business at the beginning of the transfer window, they wouldn't have this charge against them.
Oh.
So went on the wrong books,
Because-
wrong year.
Yeah,
Ah,
which
still
seems-
criminals in my book.
it just seems a bit ridiculous, right? Like it's
But their appeal
It
is that
seems a
they
bit harsh.
spent a year in the Championship that has different regulations,
yeah,
and the amount of money that is 1.5 million they have to have in profit every year. I think in the Championship it's lower. So they're saying is, well, we were here in the Championship for a year, we need a little bit of leeway. What I want to know
Yeah,
is like,
well-
obviously Everton got 10 points deducted. How bad does the whatever they did or how much money they went over has to be for 10 points? What do they have to do for it to be 20 points, 1 point? Like, I think that should be published so people can know. I'm never going to understand this until the Netflix documentary comes out.
no, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Because I think they made a point of one of the clubs in the Championship went bust, and then when they came back, they only got docked 9 points. So instead of them breaking FFP and sort of just taking a loss, they declared bankruptcy, went into administration, and only got docked 9 points rather than the 10, just for making a loss, which
To help-
seems pretty
which-
crazy.
There is
To help-
logic behind it then. There must be something to make them say 9 or 10, unless they're spinning some sort of wheel.
Well,
Getting
I
some
think there is
sort
a
of whale to
I
pick balls up with numbers on.
do want to listen to it. There is a podcast called, I don't know if you heard of it, The Price of Football, and they talk about all these. They go through in detail about these sort of things. I do want to have a listen. So I do kind of want to understand it a bit more. Yeah, Price of Football, it's called.
Cheers, Ash.
Worth-
Is that a bit of a promo
Bit
there,
of a
is
plug. Bit of a plug.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're
By a
plugging
different
us.
pod. Maybe, yeah.
it? Sounds a bit gay. Don't
Enough
No
of
me.
plugs,
We've
mate.
had our
Shut
fun
up.
with the plugging. Let's move on.
No one's getting plugged today.
Come on.
Right, Chris, I just found the information you were saying about Forest. So because they were in the Championship for 2 seasons, so it's over a net period of 3 years. Forest are in the Championship for 2 seasons, where your losses are capped at 13 million per year, and in the Premier League it's 35 million per year. So Forest's total losses could be 61 million pounds without incurring any charges from FFP. Yeah, which is pretty crazy.
But they did go on a mad spending spree, I guess. That's their own damn fault for
It is their
yeah.
own fault.
like, signing 23 players, one transfer. I don't know.
Yeah.
It worked, I guess. They stayed up. But then at what cost, Liam? At what cost?
Well, we'll find out because I imagine this
And
will be resolved pretty quickly.
what is interesting is where the teams both are as well. Obviously, perched sort of precariously above the relegation zone. So it's a bit, this could have a massive impact for Luton and Burnley and teams like that.
Yeah.
So where
And
will
yet
Forest
Sheffield-
fall?
Yeah, Forest would go down to 19th, and Everton would be bottom somehow. Sheffield United would actually be above someone.
That
If that's 10 points again, if that happens.
Yeah.
But That would
I
make
think
it really
it'd be
interesting.
harsh.
It would.
It would make the relegation battle really interesting. But
Yeah.
I feel so annoyed for the fans of those clubs when they see Manchester City being charged 115 separate charges, and
Lol.
that just not. I guess because of the complexity of the case, right? That's what everyone's saying. But
Or
like,
innocent.
No.
I
Or
thought
you're
that.
in it.
I reckon out of those
every-
115, there's got to be one or two where we can just do this in a day. Let's just do these, get them out of the way, and then we'll do these big ones, just like stacked up here later. You know, maybe like a young clerk come in, wants to prove himself. You know, I'm just going to take a couple of these cases, get them done. Like, he's the guy. Here you go. Here's the other 114, dickhead.
Nah. The young guy's coming in. He wants to go
He
to the
does them all
slam dunk. He wants to
separately.
get them all. He wants to get them all.
Yeah.
You got to have them all in one go.
No, you
So
wanna
while I
do-
think Nottingham Forest and Everton's going to be like a documentary, I feel like there's going to be a film over the Man City one.
I can't
I
wait
feel
for
like
the
it's going to be
day.
a Tom Hanks film.
Can't wait for the day in like maybe 20 years
Tom Hanks
time.
plays Sheikh Mansour.
What do you say? I was going to go for Pep. I don't know how that would work. 20
No,
years
Vin-
from now, I can't wait for the day if it finally happens and they get charged. What will happen to them after they've won their 10th Champions League? I wonder.
After they've been the most dominant club team in world football for 20 years.
Yeah, I just
So imagine
Don't
if
know why we're not-
every single one is approved and they're deemed guilty, and it's like they lose over 1,000 points.
Well,
They just fall off
I think
every
Sam
single
would
league.
Sam would have to choose between Rovers or City in that instance because they'd be in the same league.
Well, that'd be
Well,
no,
well
they
below that.
they'd be way below there.
it'd be like what happened to Rangers, I suppose. They have to start from the
Yeah.
bottom again. Yeah, I'd love that. Imagine go to the Kings Lynn at the Etihad or something.
It's so interesting.
And Sam's left. He's
He's left. He's got angry.
Trying to find his
he
United
knows the
shirt.
truth. He can't handle the truth.
But aren't these the same charges that UEFA charged them with, but then they got away with a court of appeal or whatever it was?
I don't know. That's a good point. That did happen, didn't it? At some point.
Yeah, they got kicked out of European football and then went to a court of appeal and probably paid someone off, and then they were allowed back in.
Money talks. Yeah.
So can I ask why we've not been punished with anything yet? Then you guys know all the facts. So
Because you've got 115 charges, you need to. There's going to be like a 3-year long court case to deal with that.
It's already been 3 years.
No, the charges came last year, didn't they? In 2023.
Well,
You actually got
They've been
charged.
investigating,
with it.
now they're
They've
charged,
been
yeah.
investigating for
But
ages.
didn't we also get kicked out of the Champions League one year and then got reinstated because it was
That's what we were just talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because we think someone probably paid him off, and there they go.
Yeah,
That's
you've got
probably
a
what
lot
happened, yeah.
lot of money
just
to
assumptions
sort
in
of
it. Yeah, just assumptions in it.
create some smoke elsewhere, i.e., Everton.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's enough money talks, Sam.
It's fun,
You guys
to,
are
fun to
obviously
pick
part
on the
of
little
it.
guy.
You're obviously part of it, aren't you? All you exchanging hands.
What are you wearing anyway? You look like a Cheeto.
You wore this last weekend.
are you wearing a
You
snuggie?
literally wore this on Saturday.
Have I gone against something I've said now? Guys, it's gonna happen to everyone on this pod. Right, fine, I love it. I wear it all the time, come round. I do love it.
Good.
I just wanted to call you a Cheeto.
What do you think will happen, Sam, with the charges? Then, do you think you'll be innocent of all?
I think they will all get revoked and then we'll be owed money for defamation.
Bloody hell! Bloody hell!
Fucking hell. You
Well,
listening
yeah,
to
exactly.
some Man
No one
City
wants-
conspiracy podcasts or
Come on,
something?
let's all make predictions then.
I feel like if
Well,
they
yeah.
get one, then they're all going to fall dominoes. I think it just takes one for them to be like, hang on, like there's more going on here. Because why would you just cover up one? Like,
So they won't charge us. They won't dock us for each of the 115. They'll dock us for the 5. But it's how many points fall into each of the 5. If that makes sense.
what 5?
There's 115 charges, but it's under 5 different headings.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
haven't done
okay.
115. We haven't done 115 different things wrong. Well, we have, but they're all relating to 5 certain rules. So if we get
Right.
fined or penalised or docked points, there'll be 5 different rulings and how many points for each one. But I don't know. I genuinely don't know if anything's ever going to happen. It
No,
sounds
I
like going to be. It's either going to be they all go away, or we're going to get absolutely battered and like relegated like divisions. It won't be like a 5 or 10 point thing. I don't know.
I think
Well,
it's going to be a long, drawn out process that will
Yeah.
he'll
will
probably
be,
be
because when
guilty
we
of
spoke
some
about it
and not
last-
guilty of others.
Yeah. When we spoke about it last time, I covered the fact that when Everton had theirs, obviously then other teams, the teams that went down instead of them, wanted to sue and they wanted to be paid out all these different things. If that happens once for that one, 315 or 5, the fallout from it's going to be mad. So it might be easier for them to go, yes, let's let them off with all of it and start again. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It will
I
cost
don't know
them to
because they're not
investigate.
Man
It's like-
City. The fallout will be big for Man City, right? The Premier League don't
I
care.
kind of just want it. I kind of just really want there to be an answer now. If we're going to get relegated or lose points or lose titles, I'd rather just know now rather than it's not just annoying for you lot and all these other teams like Everton and Forest. It's not just annoying for you lot. It's annoying for City fans because we don't know what's going on. So
Bizarre world.
yeah.
It is.
I was going to say
It
it's like
is.
making a murderer because it's obviously that was big all over social media, big PR. So there's a lot of money flooded in, but like these small time cops and investigators, like it costs resource to investigate them, and then when it's not in the public eye, they don't want to do it anymore. And I think maybe Man City are just trying to prolong it, get out of the public eye, because Everton and Forest maybe easy wins, and that money, where's that money go? It goes back into this private investigation company or into the Premier League,
I wonder
whatever.
if
Maybe they're protecting the big six as well.
they created FFP and then it's like they've only just started taking it seriously with the Everton and Forest things. Like City in the last 5 or 10 years, our money's actually been very good. We have not really had many windows where we've sold or bought loads more than we've sold. Like last season, we bought Haaland and still made a profit.
Yeah.
But if you want to look at dodgy things, look at Chelsea in the last year, $1 billion. If
Yeah,
there's not
that's
anything from that,
a bit sus.
how can Forest and who have Chelsea sold?
They just found loopholes,
No,
haven't they?
Chelsea obviously did the amortization thing with all their contracts so that they can basically have that paid off over a period of time. But they've stopped that now. The Premier League voted against it so that you can't do it anymore. But Chelsea have
ban as
already
well,
done
don't
it. So. But they do need to start selling players as well, I think, which is why they're looking to offload
They've got
like
enough
a
of
lot
them.
of their
Brozier, haven't they? They're asking what 40, 50 million for him.
53 million, I think I saw earlier.
Oh my days!
Who
Yeah.
Deluded.
Yeah.
I say put a decimal point in the middle. And we're all right. 53.
Yeah. All right. Well,
It's only rated 53 on FIFA.
we'll. I guess City will never get charged. Then we'll conclude there. We'll still be talking about this in 10 years.
That's it. Yeah.
We'll have kids. Yeah, we'll all have our kids debating it. When is City going to get charged, Dad? Never.
We should keep doing the podcast until the revelation
Yeah.
of Holland.
We'll be dead by then, man.
Right. Next game: Sheffield United versus West Ham. What a
Thriller.
boring game on the face of it. To be honest, I really don't think.
Tough to call.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's
No, it's
which
not.
is
It's not that hard to call, is it?
No.
Surely not.
The only
Sheffield all the
reason
way.
It's hard to call, apparently, the only reason it's hard to call at all, is just because of Kudus and Paquetá being out. Other than that, they're still better than Sheffield United by miles.
they don't have
Paquetá
Bowen.
out, is he? Oh,
He's out for a month or two, isn't he?
Bowen's out as well.
you're right. Yeah. Bowen,
Obviously, they don't have
Basically-
Kudus.
basically
One
their
of the
forward
worst teams I've
line.
ever seen in the league, man.
Actually, say that they did. Yeah, they lost against your favourite
Bristol
Bristol
City.
City, didn't they? Yeah.
Is Ben Rama out for this if he got sent off in the FA Cup?
No.
Because he would have come in for Kudus, wouldn't he?
I thought
He's-
red cards
he's
carry
not-
to the FA Cup.
He's
from
not
the
I
on
thought
FA
it
the
was
list.
I thought it was domestic ban, so he'd be banned
Yeah, I
from
think-
FA Cup.
But I don't think the
and
League Cup.
Premier League.
I don't think the League Cup counts like that. But the
It
FA Cup
because
does.
when Rodri got sent off against Forest, he missed the League Cup game against Newcastle.
Oh, does
Yeah.
it? Oh, well, there you
Yeah,
go. So
so-
it should carry over then.
It's
Yeah,
not on
so
this.
they've
It's not
not got a lot
fashionable,
of
but yeah,
attackers.
maybe.
Oh.
Danny Ings, put your faith in him.
Wow, Billy's favourite
Wow.
player.
Yeah,
What did Billy call him? A defender for the other team.
I would have just said this would be a walk in the park for West Ham, but actually, I don't know if it will.
The only reason I don't think it will be is because they don't have their firepower on the pitch.
But Sheffield United are shit. This is going to be a bad game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
I
going to
don't
be an absolute.
Is it a Sunday
Or-
game? Because obviously West Ham have
Yeah,
only played the
Sunday,
other
yeah.
day. Maybe that could factor into it as
Yeah,
well.
Sunday 2:00. It's got bore draw written all over it, hasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Did I put a draw on Super 6?
Absolute ball draw.
I was watching, I don't know if you watch the footy podcast with the Sky Sports team, Carragher, Neville, Keane, and Wrighty, and they were debating this. A few of them went for Sheffield win. The biggest brain of football, Neville. I think he went for 2-1 Sheffield United. And that's why I was
Well,
thinking a bit.
I'm sold then. It'll be 2-0 West Ham. I can't buy that, yeah. I think
Well,
so.
you mock him, but they do
No.
Super 6 every time they pod, which I think they do. They get all this, like, they've got the technology and they've got the funds, they've got the budget. Have a word, Liam. But he's like one of the top 100,000 in
Sponsorship.
Super 6.
Sponsorship.
Yeah, go on, push it in.
Oi, plug in again.
I mean, I think Wilder back at Sheffield, he's had a chance to sort of stabilise the team a bit now. They're playing a lot better under him.
Not getting the results, are they? They're doing all right at home. They are at home, aren't they?
Yeah,
It's not going to happen.
you don't think?
Who's-
I just if West Ham had their full team, I'd completely agree and say it'll be a walkover. But
But Sheffield United have injuries as well. And bash him out. I saw he was out. Might be wrong. I don't even know if he started most games, to be fair, but I thought he was quite an influential player for him.
Yeah, he is out.
yeah,
Davies,
Yeah.
Egan. That's not many. I don't really fucking know many of them.
Egan as well.
yeah,
but-
I'd love to say I know I know Sheffield's team, but I really don't. So
Don't even
I
know
can
their name.
read this, and it still doesn't make a difference. I've actually got a lot of injuries, but
No, 2-0
Yeah, I
West
don't
Ham, I'm
know.
going to go with that.
2-0 West Ham. Fucking hell.
I can't see West Ham not winning this.
You know what? I'm going to go against you guys. Completely against you guys. I'm going to say 2-0
wanna say it?
Sheffield.
2-0 Sheffield.
I'm doing 2-1
Sheffield.
Sheffield United.
Yeah.
I'm not getting wound up by it today. No.
Oh, fucking, they're the only Sheffield in the league, mate. Come on.
Nope.
And Sheffield Wednesday call themselves Wednesday anyway. Doesn't matter.
You-
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
You have
matter.
nothing. You have no allegiance to either of those teams anyway. Stop getting wound up for their non-existent
Billy-
fan base.
It's because Billy and his girlfriend. Because Billy said the thing about his girlfriend calling Bristol Rovers Bristol. Just
Yeah, that I can see why you'd get annoyed by that. Um,
okay, Sheffield. Let's call him Sheffield. Then.
And we do have the criminal derby. We've got
Hang
Brentford
on, what
versus
was-
Nottingham Forest.
What was Chris's prediction?
Criminal
What?
derby.
What was
Chris?
prediction for the?
He said
United game,
2-1
sorry.
Sheffield.
I said 2-1.
And
All
you
back
went
my
the same
opinion.
hand, same hand.
No, I went 2-0. I don't think West Ham have got goals in them this week. I
That
could
is
be
a big
proven
shout.
wrong, obviously, but I
Ward
just
Prowse
Note these
3-2.
down.
oh maybe yeah, could do, but I don't know. I don't think it'll happen. But yeah, Brentford, Nottingham Forest. Tony's free. Will
Tony
he
Pie.
be rusty? Will he
Criminal
be
derby,
rusty?
he's got that.
Atmosphere. Well, he's been training, isn't he? He's not been gambling. He's
Scoring in
been keeping
friendlies as
fit. He's been doing set pieces. He's been playing games. I don't know how
Actually,
competitive they
I
are.
think.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, really.
Yeah,
Against,
I-
against like kids in the park.
Yeah.
They're crying.
Yeah.
Southampton 6-2,
we went down to soccer sixes at his local Astro.
Yeah.
Brentford local, yeah.
God, imagine you're just kicking about with the boys and just Ivan Tony comes out. All right, mate.
I think you'd just
Yeah,
concede, wouldn't you? You saw Ivan
They-
Tony
Atmosphere
rock up
can be
against you.
brilliant.
They needed to turn up. They're in a bit of trouble.
I don't think he'll start. He won't start the game
I reckon he will.
for like a long.
Well, who else
after
they
Of course
got?
he will.
They've not got Whistler or Wemmer or I don't know who else they play.
Tony will start that game.
Nope.
Yeah.
Put
He's
up-
waited
Probably
long
not-
enough.
probably
He's
90
going to be fit.
90 minutes on his comeback. It's what they did to
No,
Nottingham
they
Burnley.
will. They
What, with a
They will
cramp?
play him, and they'll take him off when he can barely run again, like fucking Van der Ven against
10 minutes
United
in.
last week.
They would. They got Neil Morpay. I guess they'd start him, but
Nah, you throw him
Nah.
straight in.
No, you let him start and take him off at 60, 70 minutes if you need to.
I'll tell you now, he won't start.
I think he will. I
tell
think it'll be
me.
a statement as well. 'Cause
Telling
it's
you, he
like
won't
he's
start.
our fucking player. He comes straight into the team. He's Brentford
Yeah.
through and through. He's not for sale.
He's going to start.
He's going. He's waiting for like what is it?
It's nothing to do with
Year
his
and a half.
if it's for sale or
Yeah,
not.
could you imagine being Ivan Toney? You wait for like a year to play football again, and you go,
Yeah.
sorry, mate, you benched.
Especially when he's just in an interview saying, "Yeah, I want to play for a top team."
It happens all the
and
time.
It could be in January.
It happens all the time.
Nah, why would you leave him on the
He'll
bench?
start
Happens
the
all
game.
the time.
I am
Happens all
with
the time.
Sam.
Plus,
I am with Sam on this
Happens
one. I
all the
don't think he'll start.
50-50
He'll come-
split. We need to
Yeah,
put a
he'll-
poll out to listeners.
I don't think he starts. No, ease him back in. Bring him on.
Against the bigger team, I think
later.
he'd start. Not against Forest at home. He wouldn't start.
Even more reason
not
to
Rush.
start.
It's a big
Nah,
game.
don't
It's
rush
like a
there.
6-pointer.
It's-
They need to
it
win
is a
it.
big
They
game.
need to win this game.
Yeah, they do.
They need to win this game. He'll
What
start.
if they don't start him and they're 1-0 down? Then manager's
Then they
going
bring
like
him
an idiot, and then he's got to
Then they
save
bring
him,
him on.
and then it's even more
Bring him
pressure.
on at what? 25 minutes gone?
Yeah,
No.
he won't start.
He'll
I
start.
think it's a great debate. I reckon we should put some
It's a
money on
good
it.
debate. Yeah. It'll be interesting. Yeah, let's do it.
So wait for the Brentford team. These are the biggest part of my weekend now.
Yeah, man. Let's do it. I'll do it. Yeah. I'll go.
The irony of betting on Tony. I wonder what he thinks.
I might give him a call to find out what he's doing.
Let's find out.
Cheeky bet. I might play tomorrow.
Irony. We didn't realise what we were doing there. Yeah.
That was clever.
I would love a poll on that. That's a good question.
I think they'll win with or without him.
Do you?
Do you reckon with Forest form?
I think they will. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Why?
Brentford are
What-
better than their league position. They're a better team than where they are, which is a weird statement because obviously you're not if you're there. But I don't know. It's a
I
false.
think even
league
having
position.
Tony on the bench is going to pick up the performance of the team. Whoever he's going to
Ah,
replace,
yeah.
he's going to oh
so he is
shit,
on the bench.
Malpe.
Okay.
Yeah, just saying.
Said whether he's on
Always
the
have him.
bench or not. Open your ears,
Thank you,
man.
Liam. Thank you, Liam.
Well, I heard. Yeah, Brentford 2-1. I'll go for it. I'm sort of building bridges with Sam here. We've fallen out a lot this week, but I agree with him on a couple of things here. We're starting to repair our friendship.
Yeah, we're fine again. We're fine again.
Get your tongue out his arsehole.
I put it back
Get
in.
your plug out his bum.
Get the plug out.
I reckon this will be. I reckon this will be one of the best games of the weekend. And there's only 5, but I think this will be good. I reckon 3-2
emotional.
Bournemouth 3-2 Brentford. Bournemouth can't win it. Bournemouth can't win it.
3-2.
3-2 Brentford.
I agree that Brentford will win the game. Forest have been playing well, but the crowd will be great. Tony's going to
Let's be
make
buzzing that Tony's back. Yeah.
Tony's going to make
Yeah.
such a difference when he starts. Like that's another reason you start Tony. He comes out with the team, the crowd is buzzing.
Yeah, but if he comes off the bench, I think there'll be even more buzzing. I don't know why. I just think that
Bigger reception. Yeah.
you can have a bigger
yeah,
reception. You
not
can't
if-
have 22
still-
players when they come out.
Be pissed off if they're 2-0 down though.
I ain't got time to wait
Come on
around.
as a sub.
No, I
So,
start him.
Forest.
Anyway,
So is he going straight in your dream team, Liam? Is that what's happening?
no.
Ooh.
I
No,
can't
Haaland
change
stay
it
out.
anyway.
Can't change it. can you?
You can't change it.
He's never
Haaland-
given up on
Haaland's
Haaland, has he?
It's already
Honestly, I
late.
feel like every time I'm about to change him, I hear something and it's like, oh, Haaland might be back at the week. I'm like, right, I'm going to leave it. And then they go, sorry, Haaland's out for another 8 weeks. And then
That's
the
me
weekend
texting
after,
you, I'm just like, hey,
Haaland
Liam,
might be back.
Haaland
Haaland might be back at the
Nah,
weekend.
I'm just fucking with you.
He's
You're just
injured,
writing
out
for
again,
different
so he
football
might score.
papers.
Yeah, I
Writing for
am.
different football papers with a pseudonym. Different pseudonym each time. Bastard. I'm going to go Brentford 2-1.
Copy and repeat and paste. Yeah.
3 of you have gone the same, have you? Ooh.
Yeah.
Get
It's
on the
a-
2-1
it's a-
train.
It's the most scored score, isn't it? So it makes sense. It does make sense. And on to our next topic. I really like this. Chris, you put this in, didn't you?
problem, you're welcome.
The best ever January transfers that have happened in the Premier League. I went Premier League.
And
Did
worst,
you
yeah.
want to? I didn't do worst, but if you've got
Oh.
worst, then
Best and worst, yeah, for sure. There's some
if you've
crackers
got.
in there.
All right. Okay. Well.
All right, okay.
Cool. Someone else can start then because I didn't do worst.
I'll let you get some worse. It won't take too long.
Oh, there's,
Oh,
loads,
yeah.
there's loads of good,
Things
there's
off
loads
there.
of good worst ones.
I've got notes as well, so
Yeah.
they're factually correct. even though my
So there we
delivery
go.
might be a bit shit.
Um,
So I'm gonna kick it off with some double bangers. So I'm gonna start with Liverpool. So this is their best and worst,
Christopher,
but interestingly on the same day. So Suarez, their best signing of January,
Yeah.
and then their worst, Carroll. So funny enough, they'll sign on the same day. Carroll, 13 million more than Suarez. For that half season, ended up scoring 2 goals. Suarez scoring 4, 5 assists. So not setting the world alight. But then Suarez would go on to score 78 more goals. Andy Carroll would go on to score just 9 more for Liverpool. So a huge difference. And there was a funny joke that when Suarez signed, they say it was the morning before Carroll signed, that he was on the plane and he was like getting really giddy because like, oh, I'm going to play up front with Fernando Torres. It's going to be amazing. And then he lands and he's there's fucking like, who the fuck is this guy with a ponytail? And the rest is history. Another double whammy for you is maybe the worst swap deal in history, and probably why they don't do swap deals anymore.
Yeah. I know
You
what
named
you're
it,
going for,
Sanchez and Mkhitaryan. Just
yeah.
bad for all parties. Players hated playing for those teams, didn't perform well, and it reminded me of maybe Sanchez's best performance in a United shirt was during his announcement video playing on the piano. I had to rewatch it. It's so cringy.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
some
awful, yeah.
some of the best ones, and I've gone for value for money because this was crazy. So I've gone Riyad Mahrez, 400k, 400,000. Leicester paid for him, obviously selling him again for 60 million to City.
I thought you meant to City. I was so confused. Sorry.
No. When Leicester signed him, don't know where from. Anyone wants to have a punt on that?
Le Havre? I'm going to go for Le Havre.
That's it. Yeah, that's the one.
Well, yeah.
No, I've no idea. He just said it with
Definitely
conviction. I was like, let's give it to him.
I know. It sounds
Even
nice.
better value for money. Seamus Coleman. Does anyone know how much Everton paid for Seamus Coleman from a
600
unknown
grand.
Irish?
600 grand?
No, I do
grand.
because
600 grand?
60.
60
Yeah.
bags.
From
I've
Sligo.
got Seamus Coleman down as well. What a value for money as a player that's
400
played,
over 400
he's
appearances.
ridiculous. What a deal that was.
And then my last one, my notable Arsenal mention. It's my favourite. It probably wasn't the best player, but Andre Ashvin, the little Russian, because every time I think of him, I just look at his smile.
You're doing that. Yeah. Yeah.
And to be fair, another little fact: that half season that he had was better than the first half season that Suarez had. So in his first half season, played 12 games, scored 6 goals and 8 assists. Amazing tally, and then it just went. But yeah.
Yeah. I just made a quick list of three of each. I'm not even sure they're all January, to be fair, but I'm fairly sure they all are. So my first one was Coutinho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obvious reasons. He was just unreal. I wish the Premier kept hold of him for longer. As much as he used to just batter City every week he played him.
Fairly cheap as well.
Yeah, he didn't cost a lot, and then he sold him to, obviously, at your point, he sold him to Barca for 3 figures. And then his career just spiraled. I've also got Virgil van Dijk.
Yes.
And I actually got 4 for this. I got Nemanja Vidic as well. Nemanja Vidic was for a January signing from Spartak Moscow.
Yep.
One of the best Premier League centre backs of all time. And then on a personal one, I've got Julian Alvarez, who has already completed football at a very young age. He was a January signing technically, even though we didn't get him for another year. But yeah, and then worst, carrying on with the City theme, I've got Wilfred Bonny.
Mm-hmm.
Wilfred Bonny was just absolutely diabolical. I was actually really excited when we signed him. I don't know why I was excited. I just thought, target man coming in, we're going to score some goals. And because he just won the League Cup, I think he was still at Swansea then. He might have left by then. When Swansea won the League Cup against Bradford. Another worst signing, I had Alexis Sanchez down, and then I've got 2 players who were both signed signed last year. Both playing for the same team, both cost millions and millions, and I've got Mudryk and Enzo. Now there's probably signs of life in them both just about now, but in the last year you can't say that those two have been anywhere near worth what they've got paid for. What they paid for him. Sorry, they're just
January, weren't they? Yeah.
both
Wow.
last January. I mean, they signed Enzo Fernandez for 115 million based on 7 games at a World Cup.
Yeah.
If you're Benfica, you must be thinking, fucking idiots, man, because they signed Enzo Fernandez. They signed Enzo Fernandez from I think it was
And Benfica must be raking it because they sold Felix for like
Oh, God.
100 million, didn't they?
You've got some mad teams, haven't you? You've got teams like Benfica, Monaco, Ajax, who get
Yeah.
these players out of nowhere for like 5 million, and then I guess like Brighton and Leicester as well, players for like 5 million, and then they just turn them into. Well, they didn't even do anything to Enzo Fernandez. That's the
Yeah,
best
like
thing.
hype generators.
Benfica-
And then yeah.
Benfica probably. I bet Enzo went to the World Cup. You know when you're probably supporting a bit of a smaller team. Maybe we've even had it with our own players when players go to a World Cup or a Euros, and you're thinking, please don't play well, because you don't want you to buy them. Benfica fans probably didn't think, I don't give a shit how Enzo plays because he's not that good. They came back to the World Cup and got 115 million. They probably think,
Suckers. Done it again, boys. We done it again.
yeah. So that's my lot.
Good lot.
Nice.
It's my lot.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them have been covered. Bruno Fernandes, it was an interesting one because initially you'd probably say, yeah, massive, like incredibly good January transfer signing, but now it's becoming a bit more in doubt. I guess he had because of
You
his
can't-
return.
What are you putting him forward to? One of the worst.
They were the best, but
Oh,
I just
yeah.
said it's because of his performances in the past season. It's a bit
His
iffy,
attitude
but, you
now.
know, yeah. But his return when he first signed was incredible for the first
Oh,
season.
yeah, very good.
Was excellent. One of the I don't know. You mentioned Torres in passing, Gibby, but actually he was a January signing, wasn't he? And you've got to
Mhm.
say that his move to Chelsea was one of the biggest flops. Although
Oh,
Liverpool fans were worried that he might succeed. I remember your stepdad stealing a cardboard cutout of Torres from from JJB Sports at the time because he was really
He left the
annoyed.
house?
He was annoyed that he'd gone to Chelsea, took the cardboard cutout out the shop. Didn't matter in the end. Maybe that's what did it. If you're listening, Barney, I never forget. And nor did
Stubbed his
JJB.
eyes out with a blunt.
But no, and you'll never forget his open goal miss against United.
oh, one of the maddest moments.
But then did he redeem himself with that Champions League goal with a Neville commentary? He was an
That's
interesting one,
worth.
wasn't he?
That's worth the price.
That's
At
one of
least.
the yeah.
Need to
Yeah,
revisit
I had
that.
I had Van Dijk down. Yeah, I didn't really have to. But you mentioned all the others, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm sort of feeling like that as well. I've got a couple that I don't. I was sort of doing some research on worst while Chris was speaking. No one mentioned Clint Dempsey, did they?
I saw him. Yeah, didn't mention it. He's
Clint-
cheap as chips as well, wasn't he?
Clint Dempsey, when he went from New England, somewhere in America, to Fulham,
Oh yeah.
and he took them to a European final, knocking
Yes, he
Juventus
did.
out in the process.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm confused. I thought you said worst signings.
No, best
No,
Clint
best.
Dempsey. Yeah,
You said you were doing research on worst. didn't you?
yeah.
I'm
While
sorry,
Chris was
wasn't-
speaking, I said I didn't know if anyone had mentioned Clint Dempsey.
Sorry,
That's
yeah,
why I
he was-
said that.
He was very good. He's very
Yeah,
good.
like brilliant. And then obviously I've got Seamus Coleman as well. I thought he might fly under the radar, but no. Patrice Evra, he was a
Mm,
January signing. Obviously,
I love this game.
yeah, great player, funny commentator as well. And in the Spurs frame of mind, Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah,
Both
of
times we
course.
signed him were January transfers, which is quite funny.
Ah, I didn't know the
Um,
second time was.
Yeah, yeah, from West Ham in. It actually says February, so I don't know how that worked then. The window must have been a little bit longer. And then from Portsmouth in January. And yeah, he's probably one of my favourite Spurs players to watch when I was growing up. So that's nice to see that. And then, yeah, worst Torres to Chelsea. Obviously, I think everyone said that. Wout Weghorst and
Oh yeah.
Wilfried Zaha both going to Man United. Forgot Zaha was even at United. To be
Oh,
honest,
shit, yeah.
Yeah.
he was a January
The
transfer.
loads of
Yeah, that was
Man
a January
Man
one,
United
yeah.
ones.
Yeah, he went
All Man
from
United's loan signing.
went from Palace, played for United probably like 12 times, and then went back to Palace.
Igalo was all the United signings and you're all the loan signings.
It's weird, isn't it?
Henrik
Like
Larsson.
Chelsea and United have quite a few, don't they, that you can think of.
Same teams that keep
Oh, yeah.
popping up. Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, I guess if you're a bigger team, like you buy more players, don't you? And you're probably more likely to fail with some of them. But yeah,
Not many
no, that's
misses
fun.
for City. Like Boney's the only one that came up. Like there's not been many
There was 2 more that some
terrible transfers for City.
I
Uh,
asked.
Neri,
Garcia, but he
just-
wasn't at January, was he? But you,
I
you're
like
a bit of fanboy of
Garcia.
him. Yeah,
I like Garcia. And he was fit as well.
there were a few in there.
There's not many since they've been breaching FFP.
It was kind of all links.
Yeah, weird that.
We might
Funny
resolve the
that, isn't
case
it?
on this pod.
Have a good scouting network.
Yeah. Yeah, well, when you get hundreds of millions to set one up, it helps.
Jesus was also a January signing for City. And he did.
He was.
He was always a 15, 20 goal season for us until he
And
ruined his
and
career. going to
so was
Arsenal.
Dzeko.
Oh shit! Gosh.
So, yeah.
Ash, Norwich's best and worst January signings.
Jesus.
Not that I give a shit really, but
No, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head about. Oh, worst one. I know the worst one actually. Stephen Naismith. That was awful. Because we was.
I thought he
No,
was all right.
no, he was shit for us. We signed him. We were struggling. It was the season we'd just lost that mad game to Liverpool, like 5-4. I think we signed him.
Lallana,
after. Yeah, Klopp. That was one of his first
lost his
games.
glasses. Or,
Lost his
yeah.
glasses. You remember that? And we signed him because we were struggling, and he scored 1 goal the whole season. From that point onwards, to try and save us, we went down. So I'm always very negative about Norwich. I don't remember the best ones, unless I can't.
Kenny McLean.
I don't know about Kenny McLean. Gibby was bigging him up earlier before the pod started.
He was quality last night. He
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah.
Gabriel
No,
Serra.
I'll leave it.
Nice. Well, rounds that off nicely. And the last game of the weekend. Another hard game to call, I think. Maybe not so much. I don't know. Brighton versus Wolves at the
Very hard
Amex.
to call. Very hard to call.
Tasty.
It is a good game, though, isn't it?
Probably the best game of the weekend now.
Yeah. Yeah,
Why
in
are you
terms of
furiously
like
typing?
closeness. Yeah, Ashley's just mashing his
Ash is
keyboard.
going mad. Doing S
Sorry.
at the same time.
Making notes.
That's on
Go
Monday.
He's arguing-
Okay, I was going to say how they're going to
he's
fit
arguing
the 5th game in.
Yeah. Yeah, Monday. Brighton versus Wolves. Brighton are big favourites. Massive favourites. Yeah.
That's weird. No, I'm
On
surprised
Google,
by
it's
that.
59% win probability.
Is that massive favourites?
Yeah, considering 22% is a draw.
Oh,
so
draw.
Wolves
Right.
are 19.
Brighton are 4-6. Oh, all right. You're doing a probability.
Yeah, it's on just a Google probability. I'm not looking at the bookies. I think obviously the bookies will have more to say, won't they? I mean,
No, they've still got
Brighton have been
favourite odds on.
Brighton have been fantastic this season, absolutely flying. They're probably one of the best teams in the league, to be honest. Never seen them play so good this year. Like, just unstoppable force. How they're only 8th in the table, I'll never know. I've said all year on this podcast that it's been a great team. Never doubted
Yeah, you
them.
probably have actually. Last year.
Yeah, last
different
year's a different story.
Can anybody remember how
It
many
is hard
Brighton
to
put past
call.
Wolves last season at home?
Yeah, 6, wasn't it?
6, yeah.
6
put
what?
4.
6-0?
Six
It
goals.
was 6 there.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
6 what?
I think it was 4. They put 4 past some reverse fixture early this year. Yeah, 4-1.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. They do. Yeah, they do like playing Wolves. I like Wolves. I don't know. They're kind of one of the teams I'm really enjoying, like Bournemouth this season. I quite want them to do well.
For Foxes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like seeing Wolves
Awful.
do well as long as it's not against Spurs, just because I'm a granddad. So I'm hopeful they win, but they probably aren't going to win against Brighton.
Matoma,
No,
Asian Cup. They're losing any other players? They've got any
Yeah.
He hasn't
African
really,
players in there?
played over Toma this season. He
Mm.
hasn't really played.
No, I've noticed
My
it as
fantasy team noticed that. Don't worry. For weeks
much. Yeah.
before I realised and took him out, I was like, he doesn't get games.
Yeah. I haven't got anything on Flash Score yet about the teams, but it's hard to call this one. I think how did the bookies make out?
Yeah, I don't think Brighton should be odds on. Personally, I don't know.
No.
It being a bit tight. I'm going to sit on the fence.
I think I was
Split
going
us
to
in the
go
arse, as Chris says.
1-1, I think.
Oh, fucking hell. That's bold.
Is it?
1-1. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I mean, Nuno should have
Oh.
really shored the defence up since he's come in, but
What?
What? Nuno, what?
What are you on about, man?
oh no, I'm going crazy. Wolves, yes, Gary O'Neill. Don't worry.
New manager bounce that no one knows
Carry
about.
on,
Yeah,
Neil. Right.
New manager bounce. Oh god.
I was so confused
Blunder.
there. I was like, has he gone back?
No, don't worry.
Let's get,
I've gone
let's get
mental.
late on the Fun
Yeah.
Times Football podcast.
It is. I've had a long day.
Let's get our scores in. Let's get our scores in, boys.
All right,
I'll
I'm
go
gonna.
Desmond.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm Desmond in as well. I'm Desmond in.
Jesus, you'll think it's going to be a
A
draw.
double Desmond Lockett.
I just know there'll be a lot
You
of
guys
goals.
Yeah, I'm going to go 4-1
can't.
Brighton.
Wolves are in good form going into this.
I like Wolves, yeah.
4-1 Brighton.
Your granddad would not be liking this.
He won't. I'll
Yeah.
be happy. I'll be happy if they win because
Last three games, 9 goals.
I do want to
We've
see
only let in
Brighton
2.
get knocked down, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Brighton will smash them.
4-1 Brighton, blimey. What an end. What an end.
Don't think Brighton got in them to smash teams anymore. They've lost their cojones. I think it'll be tighter than you reckon.
Nah,
Bruno
nah,
Gomes.
4-1. Well,
4-1.
it's been a pleasure, gentlemen. I had to get one mad
always.
score in there, didn't I?
Yeah.
It has been a pleasure. Any other
Rave us
final
out.
thoughts?
Are you okay? Everyone's all right?
Super Yellows. We march on to get battered by Liverpool. We march on. 8-0 Liverpool next round.